So the 10-day speech sound play plan is basically pre-phonics. It's before you start on the 4 code levels, which cover all the correspondences tested in the phonics screener check. It's your kickstart. So it's your core code. So the 10-day plan just leads them into this in the way that we know is going to help us identify which are the at-risk children. So that's at least 1 in 5. But it introduces children speech to print and introduces them to the phonemes, which is really important. So by day 5, we're introducing the pitch of the sounds. But before that, let's just think about, so these are the target sounds, because that's going to lead us into, look at the picture. So in the green code level, here's the monster sound. If we took a picture of in this green code level, what might it look like? But we don't introduce that till day 5 because all of the children's names are mapped. So this is Lucy, because these monsters just say these phonemes, the speech sound monsters just say a sound. So this is monster 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 E. So Lucy, and we can use just the phonemic awareness, phonological working memory with just these monsters that represent the sounds. So they learn the sounds really, really quickly. They also learn it within the Monster Spelling Piano app, which is where in the speech sound play plan, we toggle to the phonemes. So, so we've got nits. Oh goodness, they're quite funny. But instead of starting here, which is what we can do after we've introduced them, and what we will do once they start on the green code level, so that once they start here and they start building words using these, but we start off by toggling it just to the monsters. So we've got nits. Oh, it's eating the nits. So that represents
nits.
So at the beginning stages, if we were to start straight away with these, the children will go, oh, that's great. But then what about Lucy? When she sees her name and she sees that she's got the L for the O, she's got the U for the oo, she's got her C for the S and Y for the E. So Lucy. If we start off with just the sounds, although we do have them mapped on the graphemes, what it means is she knows straight away, okay, the sounds in my names are Lucy, but in my name, the picture for is this one. So she's been introduced to it even before they're introduced to it in the purple code level. So this 10-day speech sound play plan is really, really important because we do all sorts like teach them the monster routine, which leads them into the 60-second spelling routine. And that's also why we have, when we're doing the spelling routine and we use this strip, we're actually putting the little monster on there. It's embedded to show the children, here's an isolated grapheme, but we're saying to you that it's going to represent this sound because it might represent a different sound later on. So we're setting them up for this opaque orthography that English is, which is, you know, it can be quite difficult for a lot of children to learn. So if you've got it's not just the fact that, you know, the children are going to practice their phonemic awareness. Sip, sip, and there's the visual prompts. So they're getting used to the visual prompts. Tip, tip, ant, and ant. So it's only 6 speech sound monsters, and the children learn them really, really quickly. They actually learn all of them really, really quickly. But let's say, and we start introducing, follow the monster sound, say the word, pant, pant. So there's more phonological working memory there than most synthetic phonics programs, which just stick to CVC. So pant, so it's showing the visual of the sound. Oh, here it is showing the picture of the sounds, but it's also got the speech sound monsters. Oh, and that's what it looks like. So this is where normally the children are normally in phonics expected to start there. So they're expected to think, oh, what does this represent? Can't remember. What does this represent? So here we say, you don't have to, we don't set you up to you know, 1 in 5 children. We're not setting you up to look at this and think, I can't remember. And also, if you can, even if the 1 in 5 at-risk children go pant, doesn't mean they're going to blend it into the word pant. So we've got sound, 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 pant. And it's got the visual prompts of the child. Even if they can't hear what the sounds are blended, you can see that. But the reason at the beginning stages of why I introduced the speech sound monsters was because I would have children, so here they are, I would have children who are either non-speaking or, you know, they're having help from a speech therapist or whatever because they're, you know, struggling a little bit with their phoneme articulation. So if I'm trying to find out if the child knows the sound value, so I can hear, if I need to know, can they decode those? Well, once we introduce these, the child looks at that, and if they know the sound is s, all they need to do is go s, and they're telling me here, what is it?
Ah.
So if we had a word like here, they would tell me what the sounds are, because they'd go and to start off with, they're only doing these ones. Now, because we've got this brilliant tech now, which means that it's also, if we've got the at-risk children, it's also going to help them develop that phonemic awareness. So we've got this brilliant tech now, which means that, let's say you've got an at-risk child, and let's say they're a child who does go put it and can't blend them together. Well, the tech does it for them. So they can go, okay. Oh, what's the word? And not only does it show them what the word is, put it and pin so they can check it. They can also hear the blended sounds, blended together, pin. But as I said at the beginning, it was just a case of, I just thought, how on earth am I going to make sure that I know the child who is non-speaking, that I know that they are decoding these words correctly? And that's why SSP teachers who are using these phonemes can do the phonics screener check with children who are non-speaking. So visual prompts all made up of s, at, p, itten. Practice forming the letters, looking at knowing the sound value in this green code level. Practicing the words. We don't use the schwa there, but we're going s-atent, and the children will go s-atent, Santa, no, Santa. But because they overpronounce and they go s-atent, we tend to put that there. It's technically, it's the schwa. So they're doing the chant that they end up doing with the whole thing. So they'll go s-ip, sip, atent, ant, t, at, tap, p, at and pan, I, put in pin, nap, nap. And they're putting together high frequency words and the graphemes that they're learning. So we've got the ant and the pan. Is the pin in the pan? Is it a pan? Spin the pin, etc., etc. So it's really scaffolded, explicit, but it means that because of these phonemes, it's not just the fact that our opaque orthography, and as we carry on, you know, if we've got a child who is looking at this, sh or sugar, as soon as we put this on here, the child knows it's a sh sound. So we had Lucy who had s on here, and she's got a U. She's got a U that's a ooh. Well, here, what is it? Sh, or. Here is an or sound. So here we would have sh, or, g, and you know, so that's what they're exploring all the time, but they're able to do it because of these phonemes. It makes the sound value visible, and we're not leaving anything to chance.